Okay, hey. Let's mute some things out here and change the effect. Let me turn the noise isolation so we sound nice and clear. We're trying out the new Godox. The new Godox microphones, and they're not new, but I've been taking forever to review them. So now is the time to test them. Hopefully they sound okay. The volumes look good. Everything looks good. Not really peaking every so often. But see, every time I hear Dad, I think they're talking to me, but they're not, because there's just a whole bunch of kids here. I don't know if there's anybody actually here. I see Philip in the building. Especially after you turn off. Good to know. And let's see. I'm working off my iPad right now, so you are big. Let's make you a little smaller. There we go. I actually haven't used OBS on my Mac since 2020. And in 2020, before I got my computer, I was overheating that thing like crazy. And that was before, obviously OBS was originally created for PC. And then they ported it over to Mac, but it was done poorly. So it just never worked right. But this new OBS, it's running on the silicone, the M1 silicone. It looks good. I mean, it actually looks better than PC in all honesty. But I don't know who's in the chat. Let me see who's in the chat today, since I can't see anything. I know it's a Friday, and I know it's unorthodox, so who knows if anybody's actually going to show up or not. But I'm here. And I know Philip's here. That's all we need. Just Philip and me. X Factor in the building. What is going on? Good to see you. All right, we got 15 watching so far. I know a lot of people like to... Oh, thank you, X Factor. I know a lot of people like to wait because they think this is like my normal show, and there's usually like a 5-minute window. But I have no music. Like I said, I literally just installed OBS. I was originally going to install Ecamm, and they had a trying to figure out where not to sit in the camera. There we go. They had... Hey there. My son wants to join. He's going to join. Ecamm is great, but the problem with Ecamm... Thank you. Yeah, it's not a bad place. We are at Alani. Let's see if I can make this a little better. And, everybody's chilling. We, strangely, and it wasn't by choice. That's the funny thing about this. It wasn't by choice. When we got here, we just asked for the first available room. It just so happened that room was right on the first floor. So we can actually just get out and then walk to the pool, walk to the beach, walk everywhere. This is Isaiah, by the way, if you didn't know Isaiah. What?
I should have got the group here. What's mute and what's...
There's no mute. You're just on.
There's no mute. That's crazy.
No mute. It's not this kind of thing. So we're going to make sure we got everybody back here. Oh, it's actually, that's okay. Yeah. So we are just going to talk it out. I see Seanster in the building. What is the enjoy... What's going on, Seanster? Yeah, so we are in Oahu in Hawaii. We've been here since Monday, and we are actually here at this. We're at Alani, the Disney resort. We're here until tomorrow. Then we leave and we go to Waikiki, and we're there for another 2 days, and then we fly home on Monday. So yes. So the funny thing about this shirt, I got this shirt from a bat mitzvah. I know a lot of people don't realize, but like at bat mitzvahs, a lot of times, clients will say, "Oh, we have shirts for you," and they'll give you T-shirts, and you'll wear the T-shirts. And this one, I got it. It was like, "Oh, we were going to Disney World last year. It's a perfect shirt for it. Perfect." It is so weird talking right now and hearing everything behind me, and I know that the sound is good on here. I should start recording. I need to get this test anyway, just to make sure that So we're not plugged in. So we're at full power. I'm trying to get this about an hour, just straight up until about 1 o'clock, and then we get to go, give or take. Let me see who's on.
Grab the root beer.
You're gonna grab a root beer? Okay.
You want one?
I'm good. All right. Yeah. So I would ask questions, but you guys are all pros on here. I don't have any newbies on here, so this might actually be even a shorter. Let me check my YouTube. And Cleveland Terry Show. All right, that's fine. All right, back to you guys. Yeah, but OBS is definitely not bad. Oh man, Sean. Trust me when I tell you that I'm kind of going through it too. We've had this conversation before, just in general, just about like the way that social media and the way the world sees things is incredibly frustrating. I'm just, I think I've made up my mind, and this might change. Who knows? But I don't need you looking at my ball sack all day. That's better. So what I think we're gonna do, what I think I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna pull back from social media, not from delivering content. I'm gonna focus on delivering content, but what I'm gonna move away from is just everything else. And I'm talking about like, somebody posts something and I go in there and I respond, or I help out, or I try to give my advice. Because what I have found is, and I've said this before, but I mean it, DJs are stupid. DJs are the biggest assholes on the planet. I'm a firm believer in that now. What are you doing? Can you not have volume going on my show?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I want the chat.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. So I am just I came into this because I wanted to see. This is what I was talking about with the sunlight and the overcast. I came into this. We might have to turn this thing around because I feel really underexposed.
You can't change that.
I'm gonna work on that right now.
All right. While he's doing that, let's get some of these chat questions out of the way. Shout out for the Philippines. Speaking of travel, I want you guys to rate my ideas. I'm thinking about going to Vietnam next year. Thoughts, comments, concerns, any other like cheap college student budget friendly travel destinations that you guys have, let me know. Let's see here, what else we got? Are we DJing out here? We are not, but on Saturday we are going to see Snapback DJ. I don't know where.
They're in
Honolulu. So come out, come see us.
I'm looking for the image adjust. Where'd it go? Chroma key, sharpen, scroll. I just want to brighten. Color correction. Let's try that.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to turn the contrast up a little bit.
There we go.
That's better.
Yeah, college is not cheap here. It's something we found out. Sure, it's great in the Philippines, but how's the Philippine dance programs there?
All right.
Also, For my guy in Hawaii, this root beer, delicious. Um, let's do the product and fire. It is like floral.
Well, this is easy, John, because two things can be correct. You can be stupid and be an asshole. The worst part are assholes who aren't stupid, because then they're just bad people. But the both can be true, and no, and I'm just over it. So I'm no longer going to go on to the other people's channels because I feel like there's this. It's just like politics. There's just like this weird thing where you're either on this side or you're on this side, and I've never been on either. I've always been in the middle. I think there's right and wrong to everything. Oh, that's what we're feeling. Who turned the dryer on? I'm burning up all of a sudden. So I because of that, everybody has this thing where you have to be either right or wrong, and that's just gray area to me. Always has been. So I'm over it. For perfect example, just one post a couple days ago from Digital DJ Tips. Yesterday, I think they posted about obviously Pioneer DJ Alpha Theta being denied the purchase of Serato. Now, this is not done, by the way. It's ongoing. They can still appeal it. They can still do all these things and maybe make some sacrifices, give up some things that they didn't maybe want to do, and then it'll go through. It's not done just because they were denied this one time. There are multiple levels for this court. Somebody had said, well, In Music tried to buy them too. And people were like, where's your proof? Where's your proof? Where's your proof? So I came in and I'm just like, they did, And they're like, well, where's your proof? We don't believe you. I'm like, I'm not going to give you my sources. They're legitimate sources. You just have to trust me on this. And when I tell you, the whole thing was like, no, you're wrong. And if you were like Mojax and this and this and that, I'm just like, I'm just over it. You know what I mean? I'm over it. I'm trying to enjoy my vacation, still trying to help out. Anytime I ever post, it's always to try to clear the air about things. So I'm just over it. So I just won't go on other people's things to help out anymore because there are too many ungrateful people, which is weird to me. You'd think that if somebody has a question or wants clarification, you'd actually want the answer. I have just found that most people don't want the answer. They want to complain about it, but they don't actually want a solution. And that's just not me. So anyway, we'll figure that out. Like I said, I'm going to continue to post. This was supposed to be my head clearing week. And I think it has been for the most part. I mean, you've moved from one drama to the family drama because you've got your whole family here and you're trying to make it work. But just in general, like I think I want to get back to just back to being creative, and people can feel how they feel. I can't change how you feel about me. I will say this though. The Midwest people, how many Midwest people we got in the chat right now? I'm just curious because I tend to find that I get the majority of my drama from people from like the Midwest. Why is that?
It's they're bored.
Are they bored? I don't know.
They got no ocean.
No, they need an ocean. All right, let me see some of the chat here.
I got some.
Okay.
Vietnam for vacations. In Duke's, are we talking the restaurant? Or just Duke's in general? We also, what else we got? Man, it's slow.
Here's a slow.
Yeah, what's it called? DJ Dash from the Midwest. How do you feel not having an ocean?
Trust but verify. I don't even know what that means, John. Oh, that is absolutely true. Look, and this is one of the things. So this is what I will say. All right. When you're thinking about like social media, and you're thinking about me and YouTube and all the things that I've been doing for the past like 6 years. The world's a big place. I'm not dumb. I recognize the world's a big place. And so there are going to be people, for whatever reason, that either never see any of my content or don't choose to see any of my content. There's lots of reasons why. Or just never known me. I've been doing this for 6 years, but these people, the digital DJ tips, the Mojaxes, the crossfaders, they've been around a lot longer than I have. So they are considered respected, individuals. And rightfully so. They all deserve it, but just because somebody's been doing it longer than me from a public standpoint doesn't mean that they know any more than me. But it feels like a lot of people want to just kind of, dismiss what I have to say sometimes because I haven't been. Or, it is what it is. I love that there was one guy that told me, he goes, don't listen to him. He's a wedding DJ. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I'm over it. I'm over people like that. Not to mention that as far as wedding DJs go, and DJs alone, I'm pretty damn successful. But I never brag about it. But, anyway, so let's get
numbers.
I do numbers. I don't ever talk about my numbers, but we do good numbers.
Duke's the restaurant, I have no quarrel with them. I've DJed there a couple times. It's right on the beach.
Oh yeah, I actually proposed to my wife at Duke's.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
how you came to be? Maybe a little after that. All right, so my take on Serato acquisition, I think I just said it. I don't think it matters. I think
it'll all be the same.
Yeah, I don't understand this weird logic though about Alpha Theta's just going to come and then buy them and then get rid of them. Why would they do that? Serato is one of the most popular DJ softwares on the planet. Why in the world would they just, take all the stuff and put it in Rekordbox? If they own it, what does it matter if it's Rekordbox or if it's Serato? Two can be coexisting, and I think that's what's going to happen. The only thing I want in Serato, simple. I'm very, very simple. Just give me the ability to export my my Rekordbox crates for CDJs. That's it. That's the only integration that I really want. And then if they take it and port over their stems, maybe they don't. They work on one. They decided that's not the one they want. Whatever. If they decided to take Seratos, what's wrong with that? Everybody's getting better. I don't personally understand this whole, it's just one software or the other thing. It doesn't make sense to me. I use all of them, and they're all good, and they're all bad at the same time. There's absolutely no perfect software out there. Now, I tend to use Serato because all of my hardware is Serato-based, and I don't have a lot of Rekordbox only equipment. So Serato just makes the most sense.
You have like one.
Well, yeah. I mean, if any of the DDJs or the Flexes, they'll all work with Serato.
I've been saying this for like a year now. I just want a spell check on Serato. That's all I want.
Yeah.
So they could.
It's really weird how that works on Serato. Sometimes you'll search for something, won't come up, and then you'll take like just a couple of letters and maybe add another word in, spaced out. It'll pop up just fine.
It's the apostrophes that drive me crazy.
Yeah, their indexing is not the best.
Bali could be cool. Can they hear the conch?
They can hear it a little bit. There's a conch that goes off like I feel like it's every like half hour to 45 minutes. We don't know what it is. We don't know why it's there. Nobody can tell me what it's for. It just randomly goes off. I don't know. I have the conch. Anyway, thoughts on Tractor 4? Look, I've only used Tractor, I kid you not, probably 10, 20 minutes. And I I mean, I hope there's a resurgence for Tractor. Not that I'm going to end up using it or not, but everybody that uses Tractor loves it. You know, DJ Carlo, we spent a lot of time out in at one of the conferences, and he's like, it's the best software for mapping and sound and everything. So I'm fine with it. I just want to use it.
It's funny you say that. I was just thinking about putting an exclamation mark instead of an I.
So I had this thing with Fane and Travis Scott, and Travis Scott, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And every time I search for it, I put an I in, but it's an exclamation point. And I always think, I guess I didn't download it. I thought I downloaded it.
Yeah.
I just change it all to normal.
But look at this, and then look at the punctuation, and tell me which one's cooler. You got that one, right?
So, oh God, here we go. All right, John says, see, I'll come back to you, John. See, that's a normal name. That's a stupid name. It's just going to be harder for people to find you. That's all. You're not popular right now, you know, so it's going to be harder.
Later.
John, why would a company want to own and support two competing software programs? Don't think of it as two competing software programs. I think that's where people are getting confused. Yes, there is Serato and there is Rekordbox DJ, but within Serato, there's multiple. They have plugins. They have Serato Studio, Serato Sample. There's things that they're working on behind closed doors. So there's always going to be. It's not just them buying said software to have a competing one. They're looking to buy things that are open in the DJ space. I mean, it's the same thing. That's like saying, why would you buy Rain and buy Newmark and buy Denon? They're all competing equipment. People like what they like. So sometimes you're going to be okay to have both. I think it's fine. There's a lot of diehard Rekordbox fans. It's the same thing as if Virtual DJ bought Serato. Let's just say they did, right? And they didn't touch it. They let it work autonomously in its own little space and just do your thing, and then they kept. People would still use VDJ, the people that love VDJ. So it's not going to change anything. You know, but I mean, I just like the fact that there's, there'll always be parity, meaning any equipment that comes out, you know, for Pioneer DJ will always work with both Rekordbox and Serato and Virtual DJ and what's the other one? Algorithm DJ. You can't make that argument if you're using a Rain 4 or Rain Performer. You are limited. You cannot use a Rekordbox on the Rain Performer. You know, you can use Virtual DJ. Maybe. I don't even know if they've updated it yet. Yeah. But I know you can use it on the Rain 4, and Algorithm DJ, I believe, just updated theirs. I think. I don't have a Rain 4, so I was unable to check it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm waiting for Algorithm DJ to finally update to allow for the Performer so I can do a full test. I'm going to give Algorithm DJ its total only using DJ for like 2 months. And then I will do my official review. Because I think right now, I don't think it's really possible because I have a Rev 7, but then I also have the Rain Performer. I might have to just keep the Rain Performer in the house for the next month. I'll start doing it in August, and it's just going to be Algorithm DJ. So you guys really can barely hear that screaming that's going on in the background? All those babies and stuff saying stuff? Like, you can't hear that? That's impressive. This is impressive.
Here we go. Jeremiah.
Is that Jeremiah?
We're in Hawaii, man. Cambodia is crazy.
Okay, Angelo says it's monopolizing the industry. How can you guys say that it's monopolizing the industry? How can you really think that when there are multiple software platforms available to you? It would be monopolizing if that was your only choice. But you don't have to just use Serato. You don't have to use Rekordbox. You can literally use Virtual DJ, DJ. They're out there for you. The new one, Mix It or whatever, that's been coming out. So I don't feel that that's the case. I mean, the monopoly would honestly, in all honesty, there's more of a monopoly in music than there is in Alpha Theta. Okay? I mean, Alpha Theta just owns Pioneer DJ and Alpha Theta products. That's it. So, I mean, it just depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you argue it. DJ Queasy says, how can in music, Reloop, Hercules, and Allen and Heath trust that their secrets are safe when you own it? You can't be told no. Oh, well, this is easy. All right, because very, very simple. There's this little thing that we all use, especially being DJs, called contracts. All right, the contracts are what keep you safe. Keep your okay. I mean, Apple uses Samsung for like 40% of their iPhone. They use their screens. They use their memory. You know, so they see all the stuff, but they have contracts in place. So if somebody were to all of a sudden, you know, cut them loose or give up their trade secrets or make something just like this, they have a leg to stand on. So I'm not really worried about that. I think, like I said, I think people, I don't know what it is about DJs. They're so negative. We always assume the worst. You know what I mean? It's not the worst. We don't need to be this way. I'm trying to keep up on the thing. Where are you going?
I'm going all over.
Hold on. But I agree with Philip. We do need a standardized database. We absolutely do. Even though, you know, obviously there's a reason why people wouldn't like it, but it would make a lot more sense. There's a reason that Google has such a hold over everything because it's universal. My Gmail works on anything I use.
You can get Gmail on a fridge.
Yeah, the same thing with calendar and all these things. That's why my company, we use the Google Suite, so everybody can use it, and it just works better.
Although it is, since I switched to iCloud again, accepting your invites is like.
Yes, that's a whole different thing. I did have dreads, Lopes. Very long dreads. Had them for a long time. Yeah, it's impressive. It's really impressive on these things. That's why I'm recording. I got to post this video, not this video, but the review of this. Now, the one thing I don't like about the Godox, it comes in a case just like the DJIs, and you have your little charging port and all that stuff. Something that happened that was kind of funny. So I've had these things for like 4 months, right? And I keep wanting to use them, and things keep popping up, and then I can't. So today I was like, okay, I'll finally use them. I pop in the charging so it can charge them, and I go to use them. They're not working. I'm like, what the hell? Go pop them back in, let them charge, open it up again. They're not working because. Hold on. They had a wrap covering up the USB-C port and the pins for some reason. They came in the case, so I don't even understand why. That's the thing. So I finally figured that out. Now, there's a couple of things they don't have on this. They don't have USB-C adapters, so you can't just like plug them into your computer right now. Mine's plugged in via the old school 1/8, three lines, 3 poles, whatever. And it's working, but I would have preferred to have a USB-C that I could just pop in, like my DJIs. And that would also work on your phone. Now I have to carry an adapter in order to use these. Also, unlike the DJIs, they don't record. There is no memory in this one. So it's just straight shot. But the noise isolation, really impressive. Like, here, I'll show you what it sounds like. It's kind of quiet right now because it is lunchtime, so we don't have a lot of people walking around. I'll wait till it gets loud, and then we'll come back to it. All right, this is good. All right, so this is off, and you can probably hear the difference already. But literally, there's nobody talking right now. But you can hear the water because there's a water park right behind us. You can probably hear the birds more. I'm probably quieter. All right, let's put it back on. So they work. They work really well. Okay. Anyway, yes, 3.5. All right. InMusic bought a lot of brands for their IP not to monopolize.
Yeah, it's the same thing though.
Yeah, it is. It's the same thing. They bought brands, so they had a stable of properties. I mean, it's still you're sharing IPs within the company, but you are monopolizing because you get to dictate what the price is for all of these devices. Now, of course, the market will definitely tell you what works and what doesn't, but that's the whole point. You know, okay, let me put it to you this way: if Alpha Theta went out of business right now, there'd really only be in music. So it's a monopoly. They can choose, but that's not going to be the case. Alpha Theta is going to stick around. Everybody's going to stick around, and it'll be just fine. You guys are scared of the wrong things. You know, I mean, there's no reason. That's like people that are afraid of Google. I don't want to use Google because it's unsafe and they spy on you and blah blah blah. That's why I choose Apple. You're like, okay, great. You're using Apple. Are you using search in Safari? Because the default for Safari is Google. You know, even their AI stuff, they're sharing with Facebook and Meta for their AI stuff. So everything's together now. It's not a large world anymore. It's all small, and there are key people that are utilizing this stuff, and that's all we're gonna have to do. 12-inch skins in the building. What's going on? We will focus on making our own brand and make it the best brand. I absolutely agree with that. I think we need another shooter. The problem is it's really expensive to make hardware. It's expensive to make hardware. It's not as expensive to make software, but nobody's just gonna hop on just because you have it. What are you gonna do?
I do it.
Let me hear it. You're gonna make your own?
Yeah. I just copy it.
Yeah. So this is Philip. Get back over there. Yeah. So there you go. So that's the stuff that InMusic owns. That's not just IP. Okay. There's a reason that they want this. And hey, more power to them. I mean, if you look at the Coke brand, there's a lot of stuff in there that they own that we have no idea that they own it.
Vitamin water?
Yeah. Literally, not even drink-wise. They own like actual stuff. I mean, Mitsubishi, perfect example. They make cars, they make engines, they do everything. So,
do you know that conch?
There's a conch.
Pepsi technically had a naval fleet at one point.
Really?
Yeah. And also, the reason why, like in fast food restaurants, you can't really get Coke is because Pepsi buys all the restaurants.
Yes.
Because they can't compete with Coke and
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah, Pepsi bought Taco Bell, they bought KFC for that reason. I mean, that's a monopoly if I've ever heard of one. Okay, let's see here.
Force people to drink their drink.
Pioneership by algorithm. You know what? In my mind, don't get me wrong. I think that algorithm should be bought by a larger company that has the resources to really push out all the gear that's coming out. So I don't disagree with you, but in reality, it's not Pioneer that should be buying them. It's InMusic. You know, they really should. But InMusic, look, they could make their own software if they really wanted to. They could port Engine OS to a computer-based situation. We know they could. They're just choosing not to, and for whatever reason. InMusic lists Engine as a separate company and not part of Denon. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So they can run it on Newmark and anything else. You know, I have a feeling that we're going to see an Engine OS RAIN device at some point. And in my mind, and I could be, see now it's loud right now, but in my mind, and I could be completely wrong, I think that they're not going to come out with any other independent software until after this lawsuit ends. Because if they were to come out with an independent software, you know, Engine DJ, then Alpha Theta would have a larger argument to make. Well, what do you mean? They have their own. We have our own. It's not a conflict of interest. It's not a monopoly. So I think that they're probably sitting on one. There's probably one just sitting somewhere, ready to be released, and just not there. Oh, look, we said the same thing. All right, there you go. Yep. All right. The entire case is lame. I mean, you know, it is funny to me, though, when people talk about they're going to know their trade secrets. They're going to know all the stuff they do. I said this before. They know. Everybody knows. It's a small world. And fine. If the concern is somebody's buying their trade secrets, if the concern is somebody's buying their trade secrets or going to use their trade secrets, yet anytime a product comes out, somebody comes out with a product that's very, very similar. Therefore, at some point they're going to get the information anyway. Apple comes out with something, Samsung likes it, they come out with their own version. Samsung comes out with something, Apple likes it, they come out with their own version. That's the way we are now. That's the life we live, unfortunately. I cannot believe somebody turned that on. That's really bothering me. It's not hot out here and I'm sweating. It's 80 degrees and beautiful. Okay. All right, let's see here. Alpha Theta, only the umbrella for record box and PEDJ, two separate entities. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I do. It's an offshoot brand for Alpha Theta, but they're all Alpha Theta. All of them. Pioneer DJ, it's just the name for a particular group of gear, but it's still Alpha Theta. Lighting. Let's see here. Would you ever think a battle style rain performer would come out anytime soon? Nope, I don't. Or Alchemy standalone mixers and turntables. I don't think that Rain will come out with a battle style one. I think it's safer for them to have it regular style than to try to convince people that battle style is the way. I mean, obviously, I'm a battle style guy. I prefer battle style. And with the Rev 7, it was great. However, Pioneer DJ had to really explain a lot all the time. You know, and people were just like, if it wasn't battle style, I'd buy it in an instant, which is hilarious to me. Like, we can relearn things. It's not like it's a completely different, a foreign thing. The fader's here, now it's here. It's not really that big of a deal. But let people do what they want to do. People don't like change. Rain will not copy Pioneer. What are you talking about? Is this a joke? We don't think the jogs that are on the Rain Performer are not the exact copy of the Rev 7?
One's just 20 pounds heavier.
Who's beating the kids? Parents. There's a lot of parents, and there's a lot of right now it's early, but people want to go to lunch. But at around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I think every kid in this hotel are just screaming at the top of their lungs. They're tired, they're burnt out, they want to go. Okay. Not in the Rev series. I don't know what that means, guys. I don't know what that means. Because they absolutely copied from the Rev series, so I'm not really sure what we're talking about here. Maybe I'm missing something. Thinking of getting a Newmark Scratch mixer, is it worth it? Oh, well. I mean...
You got the small one?
Yeah, as far as portables go, your only really options is the Newmark Scratch. It's the S5 from Pioneer. I think that's it.
Devin?
No, I think that's pretty much it. The only problem I have with the Newmark is it's a great mixer, but it is old and it is time for an update. But there's nothing wrong with it, especially if you can get it at a good price. I mean, look, when it's all said and done, a mixer, pretty straightforward because you can always interchange the pieces. it's not that big of a deal as you're buying like a full-on controller. So, and they're relatively affordable. So if you did decide to upgrade and move over, I don't think it's going to hurt you too much. Yeah, Rev 10, it's on its way. You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong.
Same problem with Alpha Theta.
Yeah.
They slapped that on the, what is it, Omnis? What is it called?
The Omnis, the Omnis has the Alpha Theta. All the new stuff has been Alpha Theta, which it is what it is.
You're talking to Mojax about that, right? The name being dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I know Pioneer DJ is what people know, but 10 years from now, probably not even going to matter, in all honesty. I think, because right now, I believe Pioneer DJ is licensing, Alpha Theta is licensing the Pioneer DJ name. And I'm sure there's some time period that they have to keep using it under that name or the majority of their pieces. But at a certain point, that contract's going to expire. And then at that point, they can just be Alpha Theta. It's going to happen whether we want to or not.
Oh, it's Battle
in the Rev style. Okay, the only difference between the Rev style and the Performer is Battle faders. Because just like with the DDJ 1000, they have the pads right under the jogs. So I'm not going to say it's one and the same. But it's close, man. I don't really consider Battle style pitch faders that big of a deal. I never have. I look at people when I hear what they say, and I'm just like, I don't understand. 4-channel mixer rev would be my dream. Okay, all right. Maybe one day, maybe. That's just what a Disney Pool sounds like. There's only so much you can copy a DJ layout. Like, there's either the pitches are on the sides or the pitches are on top. And trust me, when my range 12s, the pitches were up top anytime I would put them up. So it's not like they don't know that people like to have them in battle style, just not for their controllers. But that could all change.
When I make my hardware, the key points are going to be on the floor. It's gonna be a full body experience.
Why would you think that pads in the middle is something that is specific to Pioneer DJ? In all honesty, at some point, I guarantee you there will be pads in the middle of some mixer. Maybe not this one, but I guarantee you there's going to be pads in the middle. Mark my word.
I love.
And then we'll come back to this conversation, and then we'll go from there.
Big fan of pads in the middle.
Pads in the middle are easier to move around with.
Also, this pinky right here, I'm adjusting. This happens. This happens with the sync button on the Rev 5.
Okay.
I'll be like trying to get it in sync, and then I'll click that little button, and then it's just over. And everyone looks at me, and I get laughed at. It's not good.
There's not going to be a Rev 10 coming.
It'd be cool.
No matter how much we want it, it's not coming. And I've said it before. There's a singular reason why there won't be a Rev 10. Because the people that want the Rev 10 are smaller than the people that don't want the Rev 10. And this is a business, and they gotta make money. So they're not gonna spend 2 years researching it and coming up with designs and everything just to put it out and have it sell less than expected. That's why there won't be a Rev 10. Sorry to tell you that. Keith, Pioneer Alpha Theta is the Apple of the industry. They don't chase or jump because we say. That's true. I mean, if that were the case, then none of the Alpha Theta products that have come out would have come out. If they were really concerned with what people want. Now, of course, they go to the professionals and they talk to them and they get their feedback and all that stuff. So they do listen. But when they have ideas, it's just ideas that they have in mind. Now, having said that, I think that in music is just as creative with things. They throw things at the fence and see if it works, all the time. So sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But I would rather have people continuing to try to swing for the fences than not. All right, let's see here. Farin said, Roland is parent company, Boss, Rose, V-Moda, but also has their own products. Same with Yamaha, Sterling. Yeah, exactly. And remember, Alpha Theta is Japanese. That's the main place, is Japan. Well, I'll let 12-inch skins answer that. I'm still trying to figure out. I have my skins set up. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do just the mixer in white or the whole thing in white.
For the rev?
For the performer. I haven't decided yet.
I saw it. I think.
I mean, I've seen them with all white. The problem is there's no like, at least with the Rev 7 there was like that line in the middle, so you could do it like a two-tone bow tie. But I don't know yet. I'm still on the fence.
I think right now yours is too white.
That's racist.
Yeah. I think you should keep the platters black.
Yeah, but I want to try out the new acrylic that 12-inch has. So we'll have to see.
My new idea.
Look at me. I'm legitimately sweating just because of this thing. Anyway.
You know, the future is augmented reality.
Okay.
I'm saying you just bring a headset to parties now.
Uh-huh.
Have it all mapped out.
Okay.
You could be sitting just...
Where does your audio come from?
The headset.
So it's Bluetooth?
No, there'll be a cord.
There's a cord coming out of your headset.
Yeah.
So then what happens if you need to go to the bathroom?
You don't. Catheter. Or no, because it's mixed reality. You just go.
You can't just go.
Yeah. Or radio. Radio. Think about, what are we thinking here? Let me talk to the Alpha Theta boys.
I think we need hard wires. I think people are going to. I appreciate and I use wireless equipment. Okay, my X5s, even the Wave 8s. Like I appreciate it, but I appreciate it from a emergency. I wish I could do this type thing. Like I'm DJing and they're like, "Oh, hey, can you put a speaker about 100 yards away? I need to blah blah blah." And you're like, "I don't want to run 100 yards of cord." Okay, cool. Put in the XLRs, but I don't need wireless XLRs right next to me. I don't need that. And a lot of people are trying to go like just wireless. Period. Why mess with fate? I mean, no matter how much we love our wireless, we still have the issue of, making sure that we're providing our service the right way. That's what dads do. So Mojax's Rain Performer is beautiful. Okay? I'm flat out saying that. I'm jealous. I just can't have a blue controller in my Danny Max booth. I mean, I could, and I'm sure nobody would really care, but I like it to be clean. I like my whole setup to be clean. So that's why I won't be getting that. The T7 is great, and now that it works with DJ, I'm very, very happy about it. Like I said, I need to spend an entire month. I have, in August, I think I have that I will personally be on, I think I have 6 parties. I will use it for every party. That's more than enough. Not for the iPad, just for the computer. As much as I love the iPad.
Don't get me started on your iPad.
I'm just, I don't know. More power to the people that can do that and be happy. It's just not me. It's just absolutely not me. I don't trust it. Okay, let me shut this down. Is it back? I mean, is it really back? Think about that for a minute. Let's hope it is. Competition's a good thing. Would rather have more real estate for buttons than the extra 3 inches for a 10-inch platter, which is not necessary on an all-in-one controller. Agreed. I mean, in reality, we're rocking 45s. What are you doing? we're rocking 45s. And I find that the translation from 45 to actual 12 inches is still fine. You know, I can still DJ the same way on my 12s that I can on a 45. So I'm fine with it. I don't know what a 10 is going to give you that you can't do with a 45. I mean, yeah, maybe you have ginormous hands. Okay. But if you're going 10s, you might as well just go 12s and get yourself some cross 12s or get yourself some range 12s. We're right there. And now it's just too close, in my opinion. S11, some cross 12s, you're good to go.
I love me a range 12. Still my favorite piece of...
I didn't love the range 12s.
No?
Never.
You sent them back.
I did send them
mad.
back. I didn't love them.
I used them, 3 times? 4 times?
Yeah, it just wasn't for me.
I haven't used the cross 12s.
If only, but not that serious.
I've seen them. I saw Icy Ice use the cross 12s.
The cross 12s are dope. Tractor gets battle mixer that utilizes the stems is taken over. You know, one can hope. I mean, but again, we're talking about the same thing that we're talking about with all these platforms. The issue is not the software in general. The issue is that nobody wants to build and map every piece of equipment out there. So we're still in the situation where we're kind of stuck, you know, and especially if they're not, what's the word? Not cross compatible, but I've been drinking too much.
Water?
It's not water. It's not water in my cup.
It's cheap tequila.
It's not the most expensive tequila, but it's not cheap tequila. Cheap tequila would be
Jose Cuervo.
Jose Cuervo. That's like turpentine. Okay. There you go. What are we trying to meet in the middle? I think the 7-inch is the middle. Now, again, I said before, the Performer does have slightly larger jogs. So if that's your thing, you can go do that. Look, we all know, because there's no reason that they're sitting at the level that they're sitting at. They've been out forever. So, but, you know, bad choices. Okay. All right, let's see here. Would you think to see a 4-channel S11? I don't think we're ever going to get a 4-channel S11. The S11 is a battle mixer, so I think it's gonna remain 2-channel. Now, I think what they will do is improve on the deck move on whatever new version they come out with, because I think that's really, in all honesty, for me, there were 2 things that I didn't love, and I think most of it can be accomplished by just giving the software more room to move. See, the problem is the S11 software, they made it, but they didn't really future-proof it. So some of the things that you think it should be able to do easily, it can't do. You know, like when Virtual DJ, when stems came out, Virtual DJ is like, oh, we'll just put the stems, buttons right on the bottom of the screen. Like they can't do that. So it is limited. So I would love to see, I'd love to see the screen be able to be adjusted. I can move it however I want to move it. I can choose what the buttons are and what they do, because that would be it right there. If I could put silent Q like just on where it says sync right now that I don't really use, so silent Q right there, then maybe have a small pad of buttons. I mean, that's why they keep putting them on the turntables though, and the CDJs. So we'll see, but that would be great.
What's up, Drew?
Drew in the building. What's going on, man? Good to see you. I am comfortable. Like I said, we're here in Oahu, and we'll be here until tomorrow. Then we leave for Waikiki, and we're there. This isn't actually half bad. I'm using the GoPro Hero 10 for the camera, and you can see. I mean, I'm being backlit, which is actually the worst thing to do, and it's doing okay. And I just have my MacBook with OBS and the Godox microphones with the noise isolation. Good stuff. Okay, so this I'm not a virtual DJ lover, and I think that Phil was right in his post where he said they need to change the name. Stop calling it virtual DJ. It has too much bad history with it. But if they call it, VDJ Pro, I think it would go a long way. I know it's just a name, but what's in a name? A lot. I personally just cannot find myself using virtual DJ consistently. I like it in a pinch. I think it's a great software. It's just not for me. I'm hoping that DJ can be that other software for me. I'm hoping. And I know we're talking, they're virtually the same, give or take, but I prefer the look of DJ. I prefer the layout of DJ. I prefer if you guys haven't used DJ on an M1 or M2 or M3 computer, it's beautiful. It's crisp and everything is just put where the colors are perfect. I'm a guy that needs to see things, and if I don't like what I see, I'm not using it. And virtual DJ to me, I'm not talking about scanning or any of that stuff. It's just the way it's set up. It's very PC-like, and it's just not for me. Now, other people love it, and more power to them. But that's just never going to be me. If I do anything, it's going to be either moving to DJ, and like I said before, I can't move to Rekordbox because I have non-Alpha Theta products. So Rekordbox is not really a choice for me. But, so that leaves DJ. And I'm really hoping, next month when I use it, they don't have a performer. That's the only problem I have. And it's petty. It's really petty. But the Rev 7 logo, being able to put your logo in, removes my annoyance of algorithm DJ. Because algorithm DJ won't fill the displays. I don't use the displays except for my logo, even in Serato. But the fact that if I turn on my performer and it does get to work and it's just nothing in there, it's going to drive me crazy. It's going to drive me crazy. So I probably won't use it. It's the little things.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Just not in subscription. I get that. But, how much is it? $50 a year?
For what, Serato?
No, for DJ, for the membership. I think it's $50 a year. It's not like it's all that much money. But I understand what you're saying, though.
It also looks... It looks like Beat Saber whenever I see it.
What? DJ?
Yeah.
Or virtual DJ?
Virtual DJ.
Yeah. Virtual DJ, it's like, what was that? It was too young for you.
Tron.
No. What was it? What was the software? Real audio player. That's what virtual DJ always reminds me of. Real audio player. Mixmaster in the building. What's going on, fam? Virtual DJ gives me Commodore 64 vibes. But it is so advanced. It is so I wish that virtual DJ, and I know it's not a big company, just really, really smart guys and probably girls. I don't know, but I wish they would actually outsource the UI, have somebody else design it for them, and then maybe we could have a conversation. They know it's already there. They can take whatever the majority of people download the skins and then just make that. If people keep going away from the gray and choosing other options, that's your answer. And don't get me started on the gray and the red and the blue. That I can't stand. Cannot stand. That's probably the biggest problem. It's the red, gray, and blue. I hate it. Winamp. There you go. Beat Saber got me. PC DJ. Oh man, we're going old school. At least we don't have to deal with Torx anymore. Fair enough. I will download Tractor. What hardware does it work for, Mixmaster? Do I have to pull out my Rain 57 to use it? Maybe my Rain 62? I don't even know. I think I still have that Tractor app on my iPad. I don't even know if it still works. Okay. Let's see here. So we are going to do a shortened one here. We're going to take it to for us it is 107. We're going to take it to 130, and then we're out. I don't want the wife yelling at me about my vacation. I'm streaming this on the hotel Wi-Fi. Absolutely. Yep, hotel Wi-Fi. I'm not even plugged in. It's just using the battery of the M1. And let's see. Right now, I have 57% since the start. I have the GoPro plugged into the M1 for power and for the actual feed. Good stuff. Good stuff. So this is a thing, and this is one of the reasons that I think Pioneer does so well. They have a way in their designs that make things not look so busy. And one of the things with with most Rain products is the color choices, all that stuff makes it look busy. The Rain Performer, it took me a few weeks to get really comfortable with almost, I guess, ignoring the things that I don't need to use because it looks busy and it looks massive. It is massive, but it looks busy. And so to each their own. Some people love that look. I like it to be a little more subtle. That's just me, though.
I don't mind it.
We know. It's because you're new.
I mean, I used it.
Comp USA. Look. So Virtual DJ and I have a fine working relationship together. And the one thing I will say about them is, even though I make jokes and I say it's not for me, they don't take it personal. And they've actually listened to some of my complaints and they've made those adjustments in the software. So I don't have a problem with Virtual DJ at all. As a matter of fact, I had to use it once when none of my stuff was working, and Virtual DJ was the only thing that worked. So I'm fine with Virtual DJ. It's just not my first choice, or my second choice, or my third choice. Listen. But it's still a choice. It's still a choice. Virtual. Okay, so if there's one thing that I can't stand, it's this. I can't stand the preferences. I can't stand that pane. I can't stand toggles, and it looks like I just opened up Windows Excel and I'm trying to navigate through because they're computer programmers first. I will use it. We'll see. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great, Mixmaster. They did a good job. They did a good job with it. All right. Callow in the building. What's going on? Yeah, and the colors. Red and blue waves don't work for me.
Can you change the colors?
Well, that's skins, but I don't want to do all that. All right, truth be told, never used Serato a day in my life at a DJ gig. Doesn't mean I'm a hater. Okay. All right, so what do you use? 12-inch? What's your software of choice?
I love Serato.
Okay. I've always loved Serato because when it's all said and done, it's always been 2 turntables and a mixer. So I've always been a fan of that. I've always felt that Virtual DJ tries to do too much by default. I mean, even Rekordbox, when Rekordbox first came out, I had to toggle off 80% of the options because it was just way too busy. I mean, it looked very similar to not kind of, but Virtual DJ and the way the waveform. I'm just get rid of all this stuff. But I don't know, man. I think Serato's comfort food. It just works. You know where everything is. It doesn't try to do too much. There's never really a time where I hit a couple of keys and it goes somewhere and I'm like, I have no idea how to get out of this. You know, with virtual DJ, I know that can happen. I mean, obviously, if you use it long enough, everything gets better.
There.
But even with DJ, you know, there's several things. I'm using it, and I was practicing with it just to kind of test out the T7 and or the Flex 10. And you know, there's just some things I'm like, oh, I gotta remind myself to turn this off. There is one thing that that DJ does that bothers me. I haven't found it yet, but I haven't looked that deep. Whatever their automatic quantize is, so we know that there's a quantize, so if you drop a beat on the 1 and you're slightly off, it will adjust back to 1, which I actually prefer. That's clean. It helps you out. That's what a DJ software should do. It should make your life easier. But there was a couple of times where I guess either my beat grids, I mean, it's got dynamic beat grid, so there shouldn't be an issue, where I had hit the song, and even though it was on the 1, it was bumping it to the other beat and making it off. And I feel like it's in the quantize, but I don't know for sure. But it's like those little things, and I'm like, what? It's when you try to do too much, you know. Yeah, that was the first thing I turned off. First thing I turned off. It was a lot. All right, let's see here. The mission statement. I get that. All right, Tractor's new boost feature blows Serato sound away even more now. So, I know that's the number one argument for Tractor. The sound is amazing. But if it doesn't do the other things that I needed to do, I don't care how good the sound is. I'd rather have slightly okay sound and it do what I needed to do than have to deal with all the drama. But we'll see. I mean, look, they've made what, two updates in the last like month? Like that's like unheard of for Tractor lately. So I'm hoping that they just keep pushing. That's what I'm hoping. Oh, there you go. Okay, good to know. All right, would you ever see Serato with the 64 128 beat loops? Probably not. I mean, I think that sometimes we want our DJ software to be like production software, but what is the reality of that? How many people are actually throwing in, you know, a whole bunch of samples and making new music on the fly that aren't using like dedicated, like, you know, like an Ableton Push or, you know, an MPC off to the side or something like that? Like, how many people are actually using it consistently? You know, where they would need to have a loop that long. VDJ and record box are my choices. Fair enough. All right, let's see here. Oh, the 05. Okay, gotcha, Stan. That works. All right. Yeah. I mean, I still won't use it, so I will still be waiting for DJ. Save manual loops. Gotcha. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah, you can have that thing going as long as you want. That's true. Very, very true.
Yeah, like my Fiend.
Like your Fiend, exactly.
Ooh, it hits.
But why don't we do this? Post a survey. Ask Mojack to post a survey. Ask Phil. DJs, would you like to see Pioneer acquire Serato? Well, that's a silly question, and this is why. Because DJs are bitter, and they hate change. They always assume the worst, and it's not going to be productive. I know this for a fact. It's not going to be productive, unfortunately. You know, I can throw it up there. What I'm trying to say is the majority of people are going to say it's a bad decision. That's it. That's what they're going to look. And I honestly don't understand why anybody would defend any hardware company. I mean, this whole hardware loyalty is crazy to me. If a product is better, I'm going to use that product. I don't have loyalty to Rain or a Pioneer DJ or anybody. If a product is good, it's good. And if it's going to make my life and my workflow better, I'm going to use that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think it matters. It shouldn't matter. It does, but it shouldn't.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the food out here.
Somebody asked about the food?
It's been pissing me
The
off.
food hasn't been as good as we thought, as good as we hoped.
I think we've been going to the wrong spots. I think that's her.
I'll give them an email. I'll email them out and see if they'll, send me some stuff. I'm not opposed to it. If it's good, it's good. With Itch again. Yeah, James Hype doesn't do that either, though. I mean, yeah, he rocks the cue points, but he also uses the Pioneer hardware. I forget what it's called. What is it? The something 1000 or something like that. It's a production. No, it's a production piece.
XM?
No, Professor BX knows. We were just talking about that when I was with him. I really want to change the Serato or record box, but I don't have enough money to buy it. And the only crack DJ, you said the bad word, that works on my laptop is VJ. Okay, 2 questions. 1, what hardware are you using? And 2, they still have cracked versions of VDJ?
Is cracked like a emulator?
Oh, you're young. You don't know what cracked means.
Is it emulator?
No.
I feel like I was close.
No, cracked is when you download like a trial version of something, and then you run a script, and it cracks it so you can use the full version without paying for it. Cracked. Oh, you're so young.
So an emulator?
No, it's not an emulator. It's legitimately the software. Okay, so in Photoshop,
Yeah.
when you open a Photoshop sometime and it has to talk to the internet, and then if it doesn't get what it likes from you, it won't let you use it. It'll make you log in again. They have a thing that circumvents that.
More power to you.
Yeah, we haven't eaten anything good.
Although, I've been eating tons of Masubis.
He's been eating Spam.
I've been eating Spam for days.
Yeah, I don't do Spam because I don't do pork, but he's been doing it.
It's cheap, it's good.
I haven't eaten anything.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, not one thing.
The Vegas food was better.
Vegas was definitely better. All right, let's see here. That sounds like a really big controller. No comment. That's true. That's true. I mean, I think the question is, one of the big questions is why, look, Serato's selling, regardless, okay? If Serato didn't want to sell, they wouldn't sell. But they're going to sell. So if they don't sell to Alpha Theta, and from whatever, that some people are saying I'm wrong, but if they didn't want to sell to In Music, now you're looking at like a hedge fund or a private company that's just going to strip it for all its parts. And then you don't have Serato at all. So how is that a win-win for anybody? I'd rather have it with people that understand the culture and want to keep it that way than some random person that just sees a profit margin. Just my opinion, that. Thank you. DJS, yes. As far as hardware, why would any company put out hardware that has display screens that function at 30 feels like outdated? I haven't seen a problem with them. You know, the WAV files and everything. Now, I will say that the Rain Performer is the first time that the WAV files were actually smooth, in my opinion. First time. Besides that, every other hardware they've come out with has always been questionable. That's why I couldn't stand the Rain 72. You know, the WAV files were horrendous. But I think some people, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I think some people in music are not only listening, but are really pushing to try to deliver a good product. And when it's all said and done, that's all we want. We just want a good product. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Just give us something that's good. I love what they're telling me. Oh, Lightspeed. Well, thanks for hanging out, pal. All right, so keep doing this. Turn red. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. Here we go. Lightspeed. Well, that's Lightyear. I was thinking about Lightyear. What's it called? I can't think right now because it's early, and I've been drinking. Finally caught a live stream. So if Pioneer is not acquiring in music, will it affect Pioneer with updating their stems? Feels like they were waiting. Okay, so I will tell you what I first off, I know people believe that Serato stems are good, and they are good, rightfully so. But then again, so are virtual DJ stems, and so are algorithm DJ stems, and they all use different stem open source to make it happen, right? Pioneer DJ doesn't need Serato to come out with a decent stem. That's not what it's there for. Which is why I'm saying it's like, you know, people are like, oh, they're just going to take them and they're going to just take all of their resources and go. Look, I mean, in the worst possible world, could that happen? Maybe, but from a DJ business, for a company that this is what they do, I have a hard time believing that would happen. That might be the worst case scenario. All right, let's see, what time is it? All right, 5 more minutes. That's very possible. So Rain did it better. I mean, technically, yes and no. I mean, their last product is finally like what I would consider to be like up to snuff. You know, their other products, there's always something that was a little off. I mean, like, I love my Rain 70. I don't love how there's only 2.5 volts coming out of the USBs. You know, I don't love that when they could have made it 5 volts easily. So there's just little things, but I think they're starting to understand more. You know, and again, can't beat them, join them. Well, one of us can have udon. I don't do gluten, so udon's not a good thing for me. Do we have a number for the DJ industry? What does that mean? Give me a Rain 74. Yeah, the 72 is terrible. Kid Cupid in the building. What's going on, fam? I do not like the 72 either, Sean. At all. At all. So, we can be friends. This is a very, very good question. And I think that's probably, look, there's a reason why Serato kind of pivoted, you know, with Serato Sample, with Serato Studio, because they have to find a way to keep generating revenue, especially when all they have to go off of is probably the Serato license for particular gear. But now with all these other softwares that are available, virtual DJ, algorithm DJ, Tractor, people are going to start looking in other places. And if they know that the software that they love will work with the hardware, well, now we're in a situation where Serato just goes out of business because nobody's using them per se. So they need to make money. Every company needs to make money. I mean, look, you guys are literal DJs. Some of you are mobile DJs. Some of you are club DJs. You got Mixmaster who's, software DJ. But when it's all said and done, besides Mixmaster, everybody needs to make money. So why in the world would we assume that Serato should just keep being status quo? They gotta make money. I have no problem with that. I learned that, being in business for the past, 16 years now, going on 17, I've just learned that it's not personal. It's never personal. But if it doesn't add up, you don't do the work. Nothing personal. We're not in the same situation. I need to make a certain amount. And I think Serato's starting to realize that. Kenny in the house. What's going on, Gerald? Okay. Although I never really had a problem with Rekordbox software. And if you ask Warren Peace, he'll tell you Rekordbox is the best software ever invented. This logic, it's not the same. Crazy, it's not the same.
I don't think Serato's a mom and pop.
And remember this, guys. Okay, look, we'll use your Walmart analogy, okay? Walmart didn't... Walmart went in to destroy the market. They went in with cheaper employment, cheaper prices across the board to get people in. Uber did the same thing. So did the other taxi service, where they came in at ridiculously low prices, and then they slowly just kind of crept up and just kept adding in and adding and adding. It doesn't come to the consumers until last. But the employees unfairly paid, but they knew that they had to keep it low to get people in the door. If they keep screwing the employees, and then finally when they've screwed the employees enough, then they pass on the screwing to the customers. But that's the last choice. But Walmart went in purposefully to kill the competition. That's not what's going on with Serato and Alpha Theta. It's not what's going on. See, but you're assuming that they are. Here's my question, Queasy. Why do you assume that that's the ultimate dark plan? Why go negative on it? Why are we making these assumptions? It is peaceful. It is very peaceful.
All right, we got 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
Let's talk about some new music. Since this is my wheelhouse, you kind of gave up.
Oh, these people don't know.
You kind of gave. They need to know.
They don't know.
They need to know. We got Childish Gambino, who just dropped last night. It's pretty good. Can't lie. We got DJ Mustard coming out with a new track. For all you old heads, LL Cool J is dropping pretty soon. Some of you are excited for that. Nelly Furtado. Ooh, fire. For all the mobile DJs out there, we got a new Post Malone album coming. Maybe. I think that's the country one, though. So, I don't know how much that's going to get requested.
Pioneer DJ does not own a dominant share of the market. They own, a piece. Okay. What's the other software? You keep talking. Go
Right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
For more mobile DJs, the Charlie XCX album is blowing up big time. So you hop on that track. This one doesn't really apply to DJing, but Claro's new album is really good. But yeah, Childish Gambino has really surprised me with just the production was very good on it. So that was a thing. I was listening to it in the ocean last night with my AirPods, and it was the hardest hitting songs I've heard in a while, just production wise. Let's see what else. What else we got coming soon?
If anybody owns product and market share, okay, we're not talking about popularity. We're not talking about what's in the clubs, right? We're just talking about just like DJing in general. It's probably in music. We're talking about one company that does one thing and one company that does like 10 things. So I'm not sure that that number is correct. But we can research it. Not today, because I'm going to go back into the pool and back into the ocean. But we can definitely research it.
Nothing wrong with being an old head. Shabuzi, yep. See, this could be a new.
Jack the Ripper.
This could be a new segment.
You're going to school. You won't be around.
You could definitely link an OBS to my dorm. Where are you from? You could definitely get to an ocean, unless you're in the Midwest. What else do we have out? Rich the Kid just dropped.
So Queasy, just what is your concern? What is your main concern here? Are you really concerned that Pioneer is going to take Serato and then close the doors? Is that your concern?
Oh, last song for the new music. Megan Thee Stallion single, the Japanese one. It's alright, it's pretty good.
All right. Nothing wrong with being an old head. All right, because I'm sweating my butt off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sounds like drama's happening. I think we understand now. At Queasy, we understand. You want it the way you want it, and nobody's going to convince you otherwise. Fine. It is what it is. More power to you. But in my opinion, I think we're all going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay. You know, I'm sure that, okay, I'll give you a perfect example, and then we're done. I was back in the day, before the S9 came out from Pioneer DJ, every one of my products, every mixer was a Rain 57 or 62, never 61 or 57. That was trash. Never those. Not 57. The 61, trash. So I was always using Rain products. Okay, Rain products and 1200s. Then, if you don't recall, okay, Rain was purchased by In Music, right? Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. Rain was purchased by In Music and fired everybody. Fired everybody. They called me because we had like 3 mixers getting service, and it was 57, so we had forgotten about them, and we needed to pay for the service so they could send it back. They called me because there was a very small group there, and they were like, "Look, we just got fired. We want to make sure you get your product back because we're not sure you're going to get your product back if we don't do it this week." They fired everybody. So let's not talk about who's good and who's bad, because people will do what people need to do, right? But if I've spoke to Alpha Theta, I've spoke to Serato, like some people in charge at Serato, and they've all said the same thing. This is yes, we will be under there. We're gonna, we get more capital, we get more options to do things, but we are working autonomously. Rain never said that. They took Rain and shut it down and got rid of the location completely. Now everything's, other places. So it can go either way. It can go either way, but I'm not assuming that it's going to go that way. Just based upon the people that I've spoken to from every company and the way they work, they're not trying to do this. Anyway.
Yeah, there's some beef going on there. I lost count. Before we get to that, click on DJ Jikini. The Childish Gambino songs that bang that I remember because I wasn't looking at the track list.
Fair enough, Queasy. Fair enough.
I wasn't looking at the track list. Lithonia, that was the single. That was pretty good. It's not, I would say it's more alt rock, like psych.
What do you mean I'm wilding? Is that you think I'm wilding about what I said about my story? Because I remember the day like it was yesterday. I remember when they called the office and they were like, "We are not going to be here. We need to send it away." So tell me I'm wrong, but that came from the source. That came from the employees that were at Rain before the purchase. So I don't know what to tell you. You know, we both have our situations of what happened. This was before I was even doing YouTube stuff. This was just me as a business owner trying to get my product back. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yoshinoya is really good. No Excuses is a very good like housey bounce track if you're looking for that. Cruisin' featuring Yeet. I know Yeet's on this. You don't really.
I play when I need to play. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
It was really good, and it was better than the Drake and Yeet song. We Are God was a very, very good. So I'd say those four are a good start-in place. But listen to the whole album. It's only an hour. This is what I'm saying. Childish Gambino, its album is out. Came out yesterday?
Yeah.
Or today, actually.
Top three? I don't know if there are top threes. See, the problem is right now, everybody listens to everything. It depends on where you are. I don't even know. And to be fair, so this guy's been literally like researching music like crazy this month. I have not looked at a single song, a single chart, nothing. I wanted nothing to do with pre-recorded music. I'm now back into production mode, and that's where I'm going right now. But when we get back to work, I have a gig on the 20th, at the end of the month, and it's going to be older people, so I don't have to worry about giving them new stuff. They're not going to want the new stuff anyway, so I'm not worried about that. My first bar mitzvah, maybe, but not there.
This is a 17-song album. I said 4 songs. I want to hear it. Yeah, this is all off of Bando Stone and the New World, which is actually a movie, if I remember correctly.
Probably so.
Yeah, so 4 of them are like pretty good. So I want to hear from you.
Megan is looking good. I can't lie. I wasn't really, when she first started, I was like, meh. She got good people working her over. See, this is what I'm saying. You know what song's been in my head? Sarah McLachlan. That's the kind of stuff that I'm not wanting anything current at all. I want to go back to nostalgia. I want to go back to just like chilling. I'm in that mindset right now. All right. Last question. Let's see here.
Yeah, I cannot stand bar song.
All right, y'all. So, I did it. Yay! We did it in the whole show. And I'm at 34%. I could go for longer, but I won't. Yeah, then I can bring my daughter and she can tell you about all the girl pop. Because she knows all that girl pop. Exactly. And look, I don't want it to be this thing where it's like you feel like you're getting super old. Like, you know how you get dementia and like Alzheimer's, and you start thinking about like the old times, like the good old days. Like, that's not even where I'm at. If I'm not listening to like alternative R&B lately, stuff like that, all the new music just kind of sucks to me. So I'm just, like I said, you have to get in a mental picture. It's the same thing with social media and the people and the dumbass DJs that I have to deal with on a daily basis. Like, I'm just over them. So I'm finding myself kind of reverting back a little bit. but we'll get there. Okay. I think somebody took Jeremiah out. All right. Anyway, I am out of here. Yeah, actually, I mean, if you're doing clubs right now, the best music to play, when in doubt, best music to play. This girl, that lady's head was like almost 180 degrees. The best music to play right now is anything from 2005 to 2015, 16. Like that window is the best for bar scenes, for clubs. If you stick to that, that could be anything. Hip hop, pop. If you stick there, you're in a good place. You typically. Nothing wrong with full crate. All right. So we're gonna head off and enjoy the rest of our vacation. Thank you guys for hanging with us today. I can get away from this. Oh, look, it closed up. That means it's off now. That's why I'm cooling off. I'm going to go get in the water. So I'd like to thank my co-host, Izzy B, Cleveland Terry. I will see you guys next Thursday. What is next Thursday?
What is next Thursday?
25th. Yeah, I will see you guys next Thursday, 10:30 a.m. All right, y'all. We'll see you soon. Peace out. Have a good weekend. If you have parties, have great parties.